Hey guys, it's PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor, and I hope that you've had a great Wednesday. Now I'm going to jump right in because girl's got a couple of things on her plate tonight. And so remember, this is The Voice, a message for your mind. And tonight we're going to be talking about in order for your life to be long, honor your father and mother, even if you think you know everything, right? So, my first point tonight, with understanding all people are not living correct, the Bible is clear as it relates to doing your part, and God will do what you can't do. Now, I know that you probably already know my background. So, I was brought up by a single mother. So, for me, having respect for the opposite side of that coin, my dad, was a challenge for me, right? But like I'm speaking to you, the Bible is definitely clear about honoring our father and mother because there is a promise attached to that because then your life will be long, right? So I did not get the opportunity to have a heartfelt conversation with my father before he passed. But here's the thing. Here's where I got to, right? I got to the place in my life that if he had needed me, right? I would have been open to help because for so much, for a big portion of my life, it was all about I pray he doesn't ask me for anything because I am not going to show up. So here's what I'm saying when I express this to you. Even within all of the things that life throws at you, there is a place in your heart where forgiveness lies. There is a place where understanding sits, and you have the ability to decide to do what is right. So even if you don't get what you wanted, even if your start was not the best, even if um, you have to do some things with a heavy heart, with anger and bitterness, you can still come out on the other side. I had a conversation with a good friend about bitterness, and I always tell myself, I'm not going to be that chick. I'm not going to be that angry, bitter chick, right? But in my conversation with her, I understood that what, sometimes there can be little bitty pieces of bitterness that you're still walking through because there are still things that keep me attached to the thought process of. I mean, my dad is dead and gone, and I'm still a little bit angry because I did not have that opportunity to hear him apologize for not stepping into place. I feel a little bit thrown off that I'm I'm kind of, I don't know, this is weird to say, kind of waiting on something that's just never going to happen because he will never have that opportunity and I won't ever hear that. So, how does it become easier? How do we really honor what the word says? Because here's why I'm telling you this. Because in order to live your life productively, you're going to have to let go of those things that you can no longer fix or have no opportunity to have a conversation about, to have somebody uh, validate what you're feeling or what you're doing, but you still have to walk through. And so I want to implore you, whatever God is telling you to do to get past whatever hangs you up, whatever holds your heart, whatever stops you from your greater purpose, please do that because at the end of this thing, God knew you would be here before you got here, and He has the ability to walk you through. He has the ability um, to help you let go of those things that hold your heart. For me, rejection and abandonment are still big, huge things that I have to deal with. Even though I'm trying to push through, and in this time of trying to reach out to people, trying to check on people, it becomes hard because you know what I'm going to call it. Okay, so I'm gonna call it social media distancing, right? So I am in the midst of trying to reach out to people on different social media platforms and trying to text people, trying to, stay engaged, right? So I might hit like five different people because I'm trying to, keep it all in perspective. I'm trying to reach out to as many people as I can. But then at a certain point, I'm like thinking to myself, okay, that's enough. I've had enough, right? And nobody's talking to me. Nobody's having a conversation with me. Nobody, I mean, people do, I'm saying, reach back to me. But I'm just like thinking, it's so hard to keep that conversation going. And I know that a lot of what all of this is about is because of the bitterness that I still hold, is because of, trying to figure out how to actually do what the word says and honor, the father and mother situation. And so it is just a whole bunch of stuff that's built up, and I'm basically done with it. I'm basically tired of it. But just because I say that, don't that doesn't mean it goes away today, right? So be encouraged because we are all walking through. We are all getting to the next level in the way that we need to. One step, one conversation, one admittance at a time. And so I want to encourage you to continue on the journey, continue on feeling the pain, feeling the disgust, feeling the ultimate breaking of the heart every time you have to try to fight through something that challenges your inner being. Now, this could just be all about me, and you guys could be just totally fine. And I pray that you are. But if there's people out there like me that really struggle with this, I hope that I'm bringing you a word of encouragement, because you know what? We can still function. We can still make it through. We can still make a big, huge impact, on the people around us. Because you know what? What I'm finding is people really do appreciate me reaching out, right? And they're so sweet about it. But in my mind, I'm like thinking, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to, have this awkward continuing back and forth with this conversation, but it's all playing out well. So, second point, obedience is better than sacrifice. That means that even when something does not feel good or you're not treated fairly, be the best version of what God requires of you. Let me tell you, I am challenged by this, right? Because I know personally that I have been like this person that likes to go against the grain. And I know a lot of people probably don't realize that, because then, I'm usually walking out the directions. I'm usually, putting things into place that, whatever it says to do, I usually do it. But on the inside, I fight against those things that just literally don't make sense to me. Those things that other people seem to get, but I'm over here struggling because I'm like, I don't know how that's all playing out. But you know what? I make the sacrifice of self. And then I walk through that thing in my head. I talk myself through it. I get to a place where I understand it and I can function and I can move in it, right? So what I'm telling you is be the best version at any given time that you can be. Always know that personal development is key. Asking the questions, doing the research, opening yourself up, opening the heart up to a different mindset and perspective. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like to ask people, hey, what's your opinion on this kind of thing? Because I'm sure most of the time they're going to give me something that I really don't want to hear and something I really don't want to do. That challenges me. Because even in the midst of the conversation I was having with my friend, about the bitterness situation, we were also having a conversation about, I thought I had personally hurt somebody's feelings and it bothered me. Right? And so I got on the horn. This was hard. I got on the horn. Well, okay, let me backtrack. I did try to call, did not get an answer. Well, then so there is social media, right? So I put myself out there. It was really awkward because, I had to type it out, erase it, type it out, erase it because I wanted the right words. Well, anyway, long story short, got that hammered out. There was no offense taken. And I just worried about the thing, right? But suppose I had not been obedient or made the sacrifice of self, because that was really hard for me. That was really an awkward feeling because I hate awkwardness, like nobody's business. But here's the thing, somebody else's feelings is more important than my awkwardness, right? It's more important than me not showing up today. I always want to be the one that shows up, that, goes beyond what I think mentally that I can provide. I don't always do that. I don't always get it right, but I'm generally trying to be a better version of myself. Why? Because God expects that of me. He has given me the ability to step outside my comfort zone and walk in it successfully. And I know that He will give you that same opportunity if you're willing to step in it. Because why? God is no respecter of person. He gives you the desires of your heart. You just have to ask for those. He already knows what they are, but He wants it to come out of your mouth. And for me, I want to be a phenomenal giver. And I'm not just talking about in money, but I'm talking about in my time and in my heart and in my ability now to connect with you, not from a distance, but really engage with you. Because I mean, hey, I can I can be on board with you like nobody's business, and you think that your girl got, it's all about you, but let me tell you, I can walk away, and I'm talking about walk away and just let it be that. But I'm trying not to be that because I know I love intimacy, right? It's weird for me to walk it through and to really feel it, but I love it because when I'm for you, oh my God, you won't have a more loyal friend or a more loyal person in your life than me. But I have to I have to connect with you. So in order for me to do that, I have to really lay myself aside and forget all about my own flaws and hangups because I do have a lot of those. And engage. And I mean really commit to engaging. And so finally, right, submit yourself to doing the right thing, even if the situation suggests that you could be disrespectful and get away with it. Right? Because sometimes people are just mean and nasty. And just because they want to be. And you know what? Let me tell you, I'm not gonna say I pride myself on this, but what I'm trying to tell you is I can be real nasty with my mouth, and I mean hurt somebody's feelings like nobody's business, and I won't have to cuss at you. I don't have to raise my voice and no nothing. So what I want you to get from that point, just because you can do it, don't do it. People need you to be honest. They need you to be truthful, and they need for you to tell them the truth in love. I mean, people don't mind you telling them the truth, but they have to know that you care about them, that your intention is for them. And I think that they will open up, they will listen, they will hear, and they will make some changes in their lives, but it takes some time. I know. I'm with you. That time factor. I'm like thinking, how long should this take? Oh, you haven't gotten it yet? Okay, so we still got to work through it. And so I get it. So, but we have the ability to stand in the gap with somebody because I am so grateful that I have had so many people stand in the gap for me, took the time to hear me, took the time to speak positively into my life, to pray for me. And so I want to be that for other people. I want to be a vessel that God can use, that you can come talk to a person, know that you won't hear your stuff later, know that my heart is for you, that I have um, the ability to have discernment, because you know what, discernment is a big huge thing that we need in this time, because to be transparent is hard, for you to ask for help is hard. So, and I'm right there with you, so know that I'm a place of security, a place of comfort, a place a place to have a listening ear, a soft place to fall. Okay. So I want to close out with my scripture, which is Romans 15:1 and 2, because I absolutely love the Message Bible. That's where I'm reading it from. And these words are absolutely necessary and life changing, right? Because I know that they're absolutely changing mine. So here it goes. Romans 15:1 and 2. Those of us who are strong and able in the faith need to step in and lend a hand to those who falter, not just to do what is most convenient for you. Because, guys, sometimes it takes some time, it takes some effort. So don't do what is just most convenient for you. To the next level, do the hard thing because somebody will appreciate that. Because I am so very appreciative of when somebody did the hard thing for me, took the time to listen, to hear me, to understand my heart, and didn't judge me for it. Okay. Strength is for service and not for status. Each one of us needs to look after the good of the people around us, asking ourselves, how can I help? Okay, guys, this is PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor. And as always, 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 I want you to what? Be blessed. Okay, have a great rest of your hump day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Go ahead.